back to ABC-7 at 4. Tax season is starting to ramp up, and there are some important considerations to keep in mind when you're filing your tax returns this year and you're thinking ahead to the future. Investment advisor Brian Myro joins me today live in studio. We're switching things up a little bit. Brian, thanks for joining us at this hour.
Well, Nicole, thanks for having me today. You know, some things just to keep in mind for retirees when they're preparing for their taxes. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
Yes, I'm so glad that you're here. So yes, let's get into it. Remind those of us that are watching about the situations to inquire.
Well, I just want to remind those watching that everyone's situation will be unique, and I encourage you to seek the guidance of a qualified tax professional before making any decisions about their own personal situation. You know, we help our clients with tax strategies, but I'm not a tax professional. You know, several items that I always like to encourage people to look at when doing their taxes are your Social Security and other income amounts. You also want to understand traditional and Roth IRA tax treatment. You want to take advantage of applicable credits and tax breaks if you're still making traditional 401k contributions. You might want to bump those up to help reduce your current tax bill.
So are there any tax breaks retirees can take advantage of in 2024? That's the question.
Well, first of all, remember that the tax filing threshold for people ages 65 and older is $14,700 for single filers and $28,700 for joint filers. You also want to remember that your standard deduction increases this year by $1,850 for single filers and $1,500 for those filing jointly. And the HSAs, they're increasing by $1,000, and qualified charitable distributions can be done tax-free and could reduce your taxable income.
So Brian, you've mentioned in the past that in past interviews, I should say, that work with retirees. What are some ideas for tax planning in retirement?
Well, Nicole, you know, tax planning for retirees can be done a little bit different, as income will be different in retirement compared to when receiving a steady paycheck. It's important to identify your income sources. You know, those could be your Social Security, your pension payments, your IRAs, 401k withdrawals, and investment income. You also want to make sure that you know what your tax treatment's going to be. You know, Social Security benefits may be partially taxable depending upon your provisional income, and withdrawals from your traditional IRAs and 401ks are typically taxed as ordinary income. Last but not least, you want to be sure and anticipate those required minimum distributions.
So what are some ways you can help people learn about existing opportunities to save on taxes in retirement?
Well, you must have a game plan, Nicole, you know, for your retirement, and you want to be as tax efficient as possible. You know, today we're offering a free in-depth tax analysis for our viewers, and in the tax analysis we identify opportunities to become efficient against taxes in the future. And if you're charitably minded, you want to look at things like QCDs and donor advised funds. These will allow you to balance your itemized deductions along with the standard deduction in offsetting years, and many times we can identify strategies to reduce thousands of dollars throughout retirement, and we find that most of these basic strategies are not being communicated by many tax professionals and financial advisors. And also we have pieces that will discuss the upcoming changes in the tax code due to the sunset provision that's happening this year. And Nicole, one more thing, you know, we're offering a free complimentary copy of my book titled Smart Money for the Backside of Life, along with the free tax analysis and the information on the upcoming changes for the tax code for anyone wanting to set a visit. And in my book, I discuss many different aspects of retirement that folks deal with on the backside of life.
So all you have to do is text RETIRE to 915-233-2904 for your free tax analysis, and you can set a visit to receive a copy of Brian's new book, Smart Money on the Backside of Life. Again, that number, 915-233-2904, and text RETIRE. You can always visit their website as well. Brian, as always, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Nicole, thanks for having me today.
Well, still ahead, the